momentous occasion. As always, it is one of my favorite days of the year, Draft Day. It is SCCG, ACPW, and NWL combined to bring to you a draft that canonizes all. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty, here to bring you Season 4 of Fantasy Booking, the masturbatory Markish actions that we take on this program for you, the fans, who like, share, subscribe, and switch that bell button to all. So every time that we sploot in front of all of you, you will be the first to receive it with your open face that is happier and with your mouth open. And whitest kids you know references aside, let me introduce some white kids. The first one is the man of the hour, the man with the power. He's too sweet to be sour. He is the proprietor of the National Wrestling League and the holder of the coveted first round draft pick this year. Skyler Greenberg, the Bay Area Brawler. How you doing, buddy?
In honor of the Court Martial Podcast, 316 subscribers, if you're excited for the podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Sorry, I just cleaned up the dungeon. It's a little dusty down here.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure I didn't throw away Vince McMahon.
Well, and speaking of somebody who's the opposite of old and wrinkly, but equally as annoying for different reasons, he is the man who is a folk among men. He is a Folkelstein, he is a Finkelstein, he is a Finkelberg, and most importantly, he is the equivalent to our Timmy Turner's dad. He is our Dinkelberg. JoshAgeddon, proprietor of TAW Gaming and SCCG. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, I had a hiccup.
Hey guys,
yeah, like that just came from deep within my innards. I had no control over that. Also, I'm freezing cold.
And he's going to tap out before he even gives his
God.
show a proper introduction, folks.
That startled me.
Totally awesome
Whoa, yeah, welcome to...
Terrible. It'll help you tap out. You're already gonna.
Yeah, I'll give you the hiccups. This show will literally give you the hiccups.
Then you'll vomit all over your keyboard, and it's just a bad time.
I was about to introduce, but that completely threw me off. My train of thought is gone.
Well, let's all get back on the train and talk about the draft this year, because we are going to talk about something bigger than us here in just a second. But I do want to talk about the draft, how we're doing it this year, because it is all three of us. The way the show's going to go, folks, is we are going to talk about the major subject at hand. Then we're going to talk about the people we've cut on our rosters. You are going to see a graphic of who each roster has kept on their roster. And then we will begin the snake draft, and that will go starting with the NWL, ACPW, then SCCG, and then for round 2, SCCG will start, ACPW, then NWL. We do have 2 throw picks in picks 5 and picks 10, and we are going to just fill up our rosters of 15 men and or women and or tag teams. Gentlemen, it's going to be an exciting day, I can already tell.
Two things. One, it's interesting that tag teams are the third gender. And 2, fill me up, Daddy.
Skyler, do you have anything to add to that wonderfully eloquently phrased sentence?
Can I just scissor you?
Yes, please. I've been waiting my whole life for this, Skyler.
I'm sure you two have. While we go get a stack of construction paper for them to scissor to create wonderful crafts, we unfortunately have to talk about something else first.
Yeah.
And we know we had to discuss this. I'm floored by it still. I'm kind of surprised by it still.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what it relates to in regards to ACPW, which means absolutely nothing at this point, given the circumstances at hand and who's involved. But for those of you who don't know, folks, Jay Briscoe passed away in a pretty nasty car accident, and I believe 2 of his kids are still in critical condition. He was taking them to cheer.
The thing is that Jay Briscoe was driving his daughters on a country road, and they were hit by an oncoming car. The woman that was driving the oncoming car reportedly was drunk. And
God.
And is now dead, so there's no repercussions, so to speak. I mean, she got her own, I suppose.
Right. It's very hard. The one good thing that's come out of this is that his two daughters who are in the back, Gracie and JJ, they both have had surgery. They both have had major injuries. But from what it sounds like, they're both going to make it, and they're both getting better.
Yeah, the one that they were worried wasn't going to be able to walk again. Like earlier today, she had feeling in her lower extremities.
Right, Gracie was able to move parts of her feet, and she had her IV removed, and she's receiving pain medication. She's moving around in a wheelchair, but she's at least moving. JJ, the other one daughter, she's still spending most of her day sleeping, but she has a neck brace on. But they feel like she's getting close to the point where she can have her feeding tube removed.
And they're like what? They're like what? 9 and 11, like 9, 12. That's 12 awful. And 9. That's awful.
And it seems like car crashes are just one of those things that like nobody ever really expects to happen, and then it just takes you out of nowhere when somebody that young. I'm turning 30 in March. To think that 9 years difference from me and this guy, and it just happened so quick, and all he was doing was just. The Briscoes are always known to be family men. That's been their whole gimmick, as ridiculous as their whole look has been, which is unique in and of itself. They've always been the guys who have hung around with the family. Papa Briscoe's been involved with them in various things in their times in Ring of Honor, and it's just tragic. There's no other way to say it. It's just tragic. Nobody expected it. I would say the Briscoes have been putting in, along with FTR, some of the best tag team wrestling in the world right now. I don't think anyone can dispute that. And it's just, you felt like they had all the momentum, like there was an opportunity where they might have been able to get on television too, regardless. And we'll talk about Discovery here in just a second, but it always happens to the guys that look like they have all the momentum going for them, like TA.
There's Magnum TA, there's Jerry the King Lawler, there's Pillman. There's a lot of, you can name a whole mess of them. It's just, you can make a really good wrestling roster of guys who have been involved in car crashes. It sucks. It really does. It just kind of showcases how these guys, as much as we want to say that they're immortal or that they're guys that, they can survive anything, look at what they do in wrestling matches. They're human just like the rest of us.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I made the point to mention that, what it means for ACPW, fuck all that. That doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
And I had that thought for a second, but I'm not going to be Skip fucking Bayless and say something like that right in the middle of, everyone really mourning for this guy, because this is, and by all accounts, he was very well liked and well loved, regardless of the tweet. Everyone said that in those times since, and especially because he apologized for it, he had changed his tune. He was well liked in his community, Skyler, you and I were talking how hard it was to listen to Corny talk about him because of how broken up he was, because this really was just an accident.
I also listened to that Jim Cornette podcast, and it was really rough to listen to. Jim could barely get a sentence out.
Right, and then eventually it got better as he started having more stories, and all the stories and all the love that's been coming through. What we're going to do is that we have a link that we're going to put in this podcast. It has a link to the GoFundMe that's trying to help out the family. Right now, it's at $273,000 raised. So any little bit you can leave, it really would help. That
right there is crazy, because their goal was $50,000. They obliterated that goal, and that's great.
And I'm guessing it will probably get higher from there with the amount of outpouring of support. And I got to really give a tip of the cap to Hunter. And for as much as Nick Khan says that Vince isn't involved, if Vince had not been okay with it, it wouldn't have happened. But them acknowledging Jay Briscoe on WWE TV. Again, same thing like they did with Don West. There was no reason for them to do that. And yet they have. And this is the second really classy act and acknowledgement that WWE's done in the past month and a half. And I really respect that.
Yeah, me too.
What I don't respect is whatever asswipe is at Discovery who made sure that Tony Khan was not allowed to do a tribute on
Dynamite or Rampage because of the tweet that he made 10 years ago that he apologized for.
Yeah, I just... Imagine being such a miserable piece of shit that you won't even let people mourn for someone. Just ridiculous.
Like this. You know, it wasn't like this guy died of a drug overdose. He died driving his girls to cheer practice.
Yeah.
And you can't let your ego go aside because of something he tweeted and apologized for years ago. Fuck you. You know, that's you know, but it only goes to show that Tony Khan and Discovery are really made for each other. As much as Tony Khan did give a good tribute, in all fairness, and I do feel for Tony. First Brody, now Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. It's just tragic, man.
Yeah.
It is. And that's why, well, we can talk about when we get to our draft, but again, Jay Briscoe, thank you.
Rest in peace, man. It's, and honestly, our thoughts go to Mark, too, because I can only imagine the day after was Mark's birthday.
God, that is, and also imagine what Jay's wife is feeling right now.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
That's
I've heard things, and Ashley is not doing very well.
No, how could you?
I don't blame her.
How could you? I mean, it's yeah, it's if I had my whole family in a car accident, the love of my life killed, and my daughters both in the ER and
almost paralyzed.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think I'd be the tightest mentally.
Yeah. And honestly, just real quick, and just everyone, just be careful driving. I mean, the whole past several months has been really rough. Like, my fiance's, a friend of my fiance's mom had a really close friend who was also killed in a drunk driving accident. We all know the thing about Tammy Sitch last year. And earlier today, I was almost ran off the road myself. So just everyone, be careful on the road. Like,
and also,
you never know.
While we're on this same thing, not only just be careful, but, you know, I have no sympathy for people who drink and drive and then get what they deserve, especially when they take other people's lives. You know, at this point, this woman is never going to get the comeuppance that she probably deserved, which would be to be buried underneath the prison. Or to coin a corny term, you know, have her fat, her boiled in oil and her fat sold for soap, or something of that line. But like, I have no sympathy for that, because that's a willing choice that you made, and no matter how much you regret it afterwards or how much you regret it, that's on your shoulders, and that's going to be on your shoulders. So, you know, not only just be careful driving, but if you get into a car after you've had any drinks of significance, go fuck yourself.
Honestly,
and I mean
honestly,
that sincerely.
Yeah. Honestly,
I mean
me
that
too.
Sincerely.
Me too. That has taken so many lives away that we can never get back.
Yeah, a lot of people I've known.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so I'm a pretty sympathetic person and an empathetic person in a lot of cases. That's one of those times when my sympathy is out.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, same. Like, just. And this is something that's been going on for decades, not just in this country, but just in general, and people still do it. It sucks. It really does.
So,
it just makes you think, how many, like, more bodies are we going to have to go through before people just stop doing that? And the answer is probably there isn't a limit.
I was going to say, unfortunately, the answer is probably infinite, but the thing is, you know, no matter what, the best thing you could do if you're not going to drink and drive is to be there for your friends who try. And be there, be your brother's keeper is the best thing I think we could say at this moment. You know, it's like, if there's somebody that you know or you're hard partying with and they're going to try and drive, do not let them drive. And don't be the dumbass who's also drunk and takes a drunk person's keys and then you drive drunk. I know people who've done that, and it's stupid.
Always have a designated driver.
Yeah. Or Uber. It still works, folks. It still works. But speaking of things that still work, we've got a draft to go through.
Yes. One of us is going to war.
That's right. And drafts are always fun. And as we mentioned and touched upon here at the beginning, now Skyler's going to get the first pick. Now we are allowed to take tag teams. We're allowed to take women's wrestlers. We're allowed to take single men's wrestlers. Mm-hmm. I would like to avoid taking women's tag teams.
Yeah.
In going forward, just because Skyler and I kind of gave a leeway on that, and both of us have made a leeway on that in one case here of our retainers. But as far as what we draft going forward, I would prefer we don't do that, and tag teams are only dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't we go around the room and introduce ourselves and talk about who we kept and who we cut. And we'll start with you, Skyler, seeing how you are the first pick.
Fair enough. So I've kept 25, and I've dropped 13. There's a couple I'm missing. If I don't know who they are, I forget.
They're fair games.
But my keeps are Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Alexander Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu, Willie Hodge, baby, Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa, Bobby Lashley, the Usos, the New Day, the Acclaimed, DIY, NXT Generation, Dominic Guerrero and Rex Steiner, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Nikita Lyons, and the women tag team of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control.
That's a solid. That's a solid roster.
That was the one concession we made.
Yeah,
that was fair enough.
Right, and then my keeps, my drops are Apollo Crews, Heath Slater, Drake Maverick. I already dropped Nakamura before, but it is what it is. Nakamura, Kota Ibushi, Pat McAfee, who is still technically my color commentator.
Serving out his punishment.
Serving out his punishment with Weenie Shire Cole.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And for those of you on the Totally Awesome podcast that don't know what that means, then you have not been keeping up with the Court Martial podcast, and you should be ashamed. I will be seeing you later tonight.
Like, share, and subscribe, baby.
Yes.
Motor City Machine Guns, Sasha Banks, Jade Cargill, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Naomi.
And it's very easy to do, Sky, but you forgot Breezango. Because, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, something to keep in mind when it comes to our rosters is that just because somebody is dropped does not mean that we can't draft them.
Yeah.
It just means that we have to put them into the free agent pool.
It's not like we're kicking them into the void, never to see them again, unless you're Nick Gage.
Right. Well, we don't know that either.
Well, yeah. So we have some curveball picks later on.
We don't know what tonight's going to bring.
Yeah.
All right. For ACPW, the list of keeps is pretty obvious, I think, but let's go through the list. I've got 25. Got MJF, Jeff Cobb, Volter, Ludwig Kaiser, Bryan Danielson, Brock Lesnar, Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, Adam Cole, baby, Eli Drake, Shorty G, Dean Ambrose. I'm sure people are surprised they kept him. Just wait. Alexa Bliss, Camille, Serena Deeb, Zelina Vega, Dr. Britt Baker, my concession tag team of the Posse, which is Reba and Jamie Hayter, Shayna Baszler, Mickie James, the tag team that was newly formed at the end of Season 3 of Bobby Roode and Andrade Almas, FTR, Outlaw Inc., Wrestling's Finest, Bobby Fish and Roddy Strong, only 2 of the 3, and the Varsity Blondes. And for the people I've cut, Titus O'Neil, because he is now going to be on color commentator with Weenie Shire Matt Striker.
Weenie Striker?
He is.
He is a weenie striker.
He is. He totally is. Stone Cold Steve Austin, because that was fun to do, but that wasn't going to last. Kyle O'Reilly, because I don't know whether he's going to wrestle again. I don't know. So I'm letting him go, but I'm keeping Wrestling's Finest around, the ones that I know are actually still wrestling. Pete Dunne, Randy Orton, because I don't know whether he's going to wrestle again.
Yeah, has there been any word on his condition at all recently?
Not that I've heard.
Damn.
Trevor Mann, Man Scout Jake Manning, James Storm, the Briscoes, because what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I've been at this case, I had to obviously strip them of the titles, and we're going to have some level of memorial tournament coming up, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that shit's just out of your control.
Yeah, there's nothing I could do about that. Santana and Ortiz, Private Party, Ford and Dawkins, Marty Bell, Ashley Vox, and Shakily Dakely Katie Forbes. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it kind of. She kind of doesn't go with Cody Rhodes' new babyface thing on ACPW.
Yeah, that was about as fun, but I milked that for 2 years.
Well, it was Katie Forbes. There's a lot of milk.
I got 2 solid ass cheeks.
And they were shakily dakily.
You have no idea how much I'm cringing at this.
You did it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, it's your fault, Skyler.
I didn't think you were gonna do what you did.
Nobody ever does. JoshAgeddon?
Well, you both gave me Bray Wyatt -1, and you had no idea how horrifying I was gonna make that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So these.
Tell us of your keeps and drops.
All right. So for SCCG, my keeps are Anthony Carelli, Zack Sabre Jr. I'm not calling him Square Jaw McGraw. I'm sorry, Sean. Samoa Joe, Meiko Satomura, Hook, Darby Allin, John Morrison, Tommy End, Bray Wyatt, the 3 faces of Wyatt, Tetsuya Naito, Ilja Dragunov, R-Truth, Tyrus, Matt Sydal, The Bar, Evil and Sanada, Gallus, The Gold Business, Shining Stars, Mercedes Martinez, Leyla Hirsch, Piper Niven,
Oh, shit.
Meiko Satomura is written on here twice.
She's big enough. She's big enough to be there twice.
God damn it. Mia Yim and Raquel Gonzalez.
Okay, so you can add another person that you want to keep.
Okay, so Tegan Nox was one of my drops. I'm undropping her.
Okay, great.
This is why you don't make lists while you're high, Sean.
You know what? You gave me the worst list of anybody in the history of ever, and then we had to spend a better part of 2 days piecing together what your roster was. Keep some documents, for God's sake.
I do. In my brain.
Clearly you don't.
The best part about this is that this is legitimate. Sean had the best list because he actually had the 25 and 15. I had 25 and 13 because I forgot who I dropped.
And we're still fixing SCCG's horse shit. So tell us who you dropped.
My drops.
Other than the ball, because you clearly dropped the ball.
Shut up, Sean.
The
JTG.
ball's always dropped, so...
JTG. Kenny Omega. God, that hurts me, but why the fuck did you do what you did with CM Punk? Ted DiBiase Jr. because Skyler doesn't want me to have good things. Kazuchika Okada because
Ted
I'm...
DiBiase Jr. is specifically because he's a retired
I
wrestler.
know. I'm just salty. The Brian Kendrick, Fabian Eichner. Now, after everything you just said to me, Sean, I'm still giving you Fabian Eichner so you can have all of Imperium.
He says I'm drafting him.
Well...
Oh, come on, Sean.
You're such a salty bitch, my god. Tomohiro Ishii, Maximilian Zigglesworth, Caitlyn, Lacey Lane, Rybaxel, Jurassic Express, Xia Li because fuck you, and -1. And Hiromu Takahashi. Those were my drops.
So there you go, folks. That is the totally peaceful and not at all confrontational or controversial sets of ads and drops. The point here, folks, is that you, in front of you, have seen the correct information. You all have seen what's right. Despite what's been going on here, with the building in the back behind us on fire and all of us going, this is fine, you are seeing the correct information. But it's time to get this started. And Skyler, you are the man who receives pick number 1 this year in our snaked draft. Why don't you kick off ACPW versus NWL Season 4? Name your pick.
Well, again, let's just quickly, go over the rules just to make sure everybody knows what the fuck we're doing. So, each and every pick we get is a male, a female, or a tag team. Mm-hmm. It has to be a tag team that either exists now or both members are still active, but they existed some time ago. So, again, if you wanted to do something like, I don't know, put back together Undisputed Era, but with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, you can if you have both members. Mm-hmm. You have to draft them as they are right now. So you can't have prime John Cena on your roster, sadly. You have to have John Cena and all of his 2-minute match and baldness.
Well, you can't have John Cena, period, because he's still my general manager.
But I'm just saying. And there are a couple of guys who me and Sean reserve the right to have should they come back to action. My two are Richard Holiday and Big E. Yours is CM Punk.
Correct. And they're not technically going to be on our rosters, but if they do come back, we get first dibs.
What about Randy Orton?
Randy Orton, I'm just officially dropping. I'm just pretty much done with him.
Okay.
He may show up unless you take him
No, I'm not taking anyone who's injured unless I have someone drafted, because I have notes in front of me. If someone I have drafted is injured and I just don't know about it, I guess you'll just have to inform me.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah,
and if you have anybody that's injured, you can choose to ignore the injury, but again, we're trying to be realistic.
Within reason.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing is that within the past calendar year, they had to have wrestled at some point.
Yeah.
That is the so.
And just to reiterate, we're not allowed to do female tag teams. Because
here's the thing: is that me and Sean
hold on. I will let you have one.
Yes, because you two have one.
Skyler has one, and I have one, so you are allowed one female tag team.
Okay, cool.
And so that'll all even itself out. But then, we're just going to snake our way through. When we get to pick 5, it is going to be SCCG picking for NWL, NWL picking for ACPW, and then ACPW picking for SCCG. But we will cross that bridge when we reach it. So why don't we kick things off, Sky?
Right. So I've been knowing that I've had the first pick for a while now, and again, I spoiled it at the Grapplies. I think this woman has a lot of potential because, again, she's only 21. The one thing that may hurt her is her size because she's really small for a woman's wrestler, but that also is the reason why she is so likable because she has that babyface energy, and I think she has a lot of mileage to go. And, again, with the way my women's roster is constructed, I want to draft for the future, because the future is what I'm looking for with this particular person. It's going to be Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion.
That's a solid pick. She has a metric ton of just... There's something there with her.
The potential is definitely there. We'll have to see how it develops and in what ways it develops, and especially as WWE's identity starts to change, whether that will change the way that she is looked and presented. And I'm interested to see what you do with her, Sky.
Thank you.
Now, my first pick. Now, I told both of these men this was the only pick I'm really 100% desperately interested in. And this is going to be a little interesting
scared
because of the circumstances involved. So I don't really know exactly how I'm going to play all this out. All I know is that I need this man, and the time to act on this man is now. Or in this year. Because I don't think the opportunity is going to come around again, and I don't think we'll ever see a reason for it to happen again. But this is like strike the iron while it's hot, and I know this is an interesting way to do this, but the storyline is here now, and if I don't do it, and I just fire this guy after everything that's happened, that would be the biggest scumbag move in the history of promotions. My first pick is Mark Briscoe.
Okay. That is not what I thought you were going to do.
I cannot fire him because his brother got killed in the car accident.
Yeah,
I can't do that. I need to keep him. I don't know whether he's going to wrestle ever again, to be dead honest with you. I don't know, because that was something that they did. So that could, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But if there was going to be an angle done, if there was going to be some sort of thing done with him, now is the time, because now is when he's got the most sympathy behind him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you were talking about who you were gonna get in the draft in our group chat, I was horrified that you were gonna steal my first pick. But I do like this pick. This is a very good pick.
And I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have done it because
me either.
As much as I love the Briscoes, they're your guys.
Yeah,
they're really your guys.
Well, I appreciate genuinely. I appreciate that from both of you. And that's why I felt so compelled to make this a priority, because I said about it, when I was formulating this, and I said I had to reformulate my whole draft, and I really did because of this, because I'm like, you know, if I really was a promoter and this really happened, you know, what would I do in this situation? You know, and the situation is, you know, you'd take the guy who's going to have an insane amount of momentum. I hate that it's under these circumstances, but you can't tell me right now if Mark Briscoe came into a major feud with somebody with major heat, MJF, that he wouldn't get a ton of support from the fans right now. In real life, like realistically speaking.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's too soon to do anything with that, but I've got all year. So I'm not too worried about it, but I needed to keep him. I had to keep him. And JoshAgeddon, that means it's your pick.
I'm so glad you didn't take this person because SCCG's first round draft pick for our draft here tonight. I'm picking a guy who is as of late I've really started to like him more and more and more. He has a ton of charisma. He has a great personality. He's very solid in the ring, and he's more or less over right now. The only problem is I don't like where he is currently because I do not trust Tony Khan. He is in a shit show of a company, and I want to see what I can do with him. My first pick is absolute Ricky Starks.
It's a good grab.
Yes.
It's a needed grab.
I hate that he's in AEW, but if he, like, the thing he did with MJF about a month or so ago, that was some good shit, and it really opened my eyes to him. Because before that, he was just kind of there. But damn, I think I think he, like, kind of like with Roxanne Perez, except more prevalent. The sky is the limit with this guy.
100%. And, you know, and you want to hear something?
I cringe, not because I don't think it's a bad pick, because I wanted this dude second.
It's a hot pickup.
Sean, when you said there's one person I wanted, I was mortified that you were going to say, my first pick is Ricky Starks, and I would have been like, you would have heard me scream just fuck really loudly.
Ricky Starks is a really good grab. You know, perhaps in a timeline where I didn't have to take care of my own boys, I might have gone for Ricky Starks. But I think that he's going to be a huge shot in the arm for what SCCG has and what is able to bring to the table. I loved Ricky Starks in the NWA when they relaunched that in NWA Power in 2019. He was one of the few prospects. I'm like, you know, this kid's got something. And look where he is now.
Also, just saying,
to death by Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but just saying, one of my favorite things that he does is that beautiful looking flying spear. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, he's quite good. And here we are in round 2, and JoshAgeddon, you're still on the clock.
Hell yeah, brother! All right, for round 2, I'm gonna do something that might be a little unexpected. I'm bringing back Nick Gage. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. So I'm bringing in someone who improved tremendously. She used to be kind of terrible, but then she really got over strong in NXT before she was unceremoniously dumped because, you know, titties. My number 2 draft pick is Mandy Rose.
Wow.
She impressed me with how she improved in NXT. Not saying she's the greatest thing ever, but she was really good as NXT Women's Champion, surprisingly good, and I give her a lot of credit for that. The whole situation about her being let go by WWE, I have mixed feelings on that. Like, just keeping all of that out of mind, I think that she would be great for my women's division.
I'm really starting to regret letting you be a part of this. First you take Skyler's second pick, then you take my third pick. So now I have to go back to my second pick, and thankfully my second pick is still on the board.
And by the way, real quick, I just want to say, because before you like wrote down who was going to draft in what order, I was totally going to draft Roxanne Perez if I went before Skyler just to be a dick. So Skyler, be happy that you went first.
Yes.
I'm happy I went first, but I lost Mandy Rose as part of this because she was on my roster. I was using her as a jobber, but she was on my roster.
That's true. Well,
I think she's proven that she's above jobber.
You might be able to get somebody else to job for you in the female persuasion, and I was really debating who I wanted to take next in this. because I did want Mandy Rose. It was something I could do for her, but there is a blue cheetah printed Japanese lady that I gotta pick.
You're not doing it, are you? You're not doing it, are you?
Listen, under my administration, she's gonna have some regular fucking hair, okay?
And some regular fucking moves. A gory bomb into a DDT is not a move. That's just stupid.
I'm also gonna try and eliminate the can kicks that don't connect at Royal Rumbles, and maybe only one move that's called a Meteora instead of 7, Michael Cole. I'm going to draft second Mercedes Moné.
That's a solid pick, even though I kind of can't stand her. She still has, as much as I hate to admit it, she has star power for some reason.
You guys are just rating all my women's drops.
Pretty much, yeah.
You basically handed me her on a silver platter, Sky, at the end of last year, so I don't want to hear that. You deliberately dropped her knowing I was going to pick her up.
Sean, you can have her. I don't want her.
No, here's the thing is that I didn't think you were going to pick her up. I didn't think either of you guys were going to pick her up.
Why would... Really?
I mean, my thing is that I thought she would be radioactive like Ronda Rousey.
Well, I mean, for me, she is.
I think that there's still something to be gotten out of Mercedes Moné. We'll just have to see if it ever happens in real life.
Sean, I do trust you.
When I go to watch her at New Japan Pro Wrestling on February 18th.
Yeah, that we're gonna have to talk about that. That's gonna be an interesting show. But Sean, I have a lot more faith in you than I do New Japan when it comes to Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné.
Well, she's not going to sound lifeless like she did after that lifeless move that she did.
Hi, I'm Mercedes. I'm in Japan. I'm a wrestler.
So,
Hi.
Kyrie, you think you like money? Well, I like money. Because I'm Mercedes Money. I mean, I, Poppy.
Not wrong. None of what you said was incorrect.
Well, I need to make sure that you guys don't take one of the people I dropped because I actually like this group and I want to keep them. The Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Not gonna lie, I had that as a backup pick in case you took someone that I wanted.
Well, apparently you all just love my roster, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't release people that are valuable. I don't know what to tell you.
When you do that, they become free real estate.
That's right.
Well, again, like, the tag team division that I have is the New Day, who is basically the de facto babyface top tag team. I need my mid-card babyface tag team, and that's what the Motor City Machine Guns are.
And it's a solid choice. Who are you going to add on top of that with pick number 3?
So this is where it starts to get fun for me. And this is admittedly me going gimmicky this year.
Oh, no.
I have a gimmick for this man, but I don't know if it's going to work. This is boom or bust territory for me. Either it works out and I have a really fun gimmick that I'm going to be able to use for the next year and a half or so, or it's going to completely flop and I'm going to drop this guy in 6 months. I don't know if it's going to work. We just have to see what happens. But I'm picking this man and hoping to salvage his career because WWE has fucked him over so many times. I'm taking Dijak, formerly known as T-Bar, formerly known as Dijakovic.
That was another one of my backup picks in case something got fucked up on my picks.
That's a really good pick.
That is a good... The man's name was fucking T-Bar. I feel so bad for him because his name was T-Bar.
Dude, nobody deserved the treatment that dude got.
Exactly.
I remember watching him at Northeast Wrestling shows in 2014, 2015 and going, this dude is going to be seriously one of the next big things in professional wrestling. And then Retribution.
My soul.
Yeah. Now it's kind of like, I wonder, the matches that he had with Keith Lee that got both of them, really recognized, I wonder how much of that was Dijak over Keith Lee.
Dude,
I bet it was, because I saw Keith Lee on the Indies too, and I was way more impressed with Dijak than him.
Yeah, honestly, same. Sky, I think.
I'm not
I think.
gonna lie. I knew, Sean, there was the possibility you're gonna draft Dijak because I know you really like him.
It's a great pick.
It is.
I didn't even think about. He wasn't even on my list because I had totally forgotten that motherfucker existed. Because that's what WWE has done to that guy.
Wait, what was he? Was he T-Bar or Slapjack?
He was T-Bar.
Sweet Christ. He was another one of my backups, but Skyler, I feel like he's a perfect fit for your roster.
I am very excited to see what you do with Donovan Dijak. He's going to be something. He's going to be something. I can't wait.
But again, this whole gimmick that I had planned for him, either it's going to work out and it's going to be fantastic, or it's just going to plain suck. We'll see. Tar,
the guy who fills in potholes.
He's Elias's brother. Guitar.
Dijakiel. Yeah.
He's the Minotaur.
Oh, God. Well, that, I guess, is as much as a segue as I'm going to get into my third pick. And my pick, the thing is, Minotaurs, they're big and they're fierce creatures, but you know what they say is that those who live by the sword get shot by those who don't. And you know how you get shot, boys?
You wander in front of a gun?
With guns. I pick the gun club.
Son of a bitch.
I didn't write them down, so you're that is fine with me.
I wanted those motherfuckers.
Austin and Colton, I believe their names are.
You should at least know their names before you draft them, Sean.
I think I got them right. So
yes, you did.
I will after the show's over.
Well, it's your pick, so hands down.
They were one of like my mid-round picks. Like if they were available. God damn it, Sean.
Okay.
I need a tag. I just lost my tag champions. I need tag teams.
I was also kind of worried that either one of you would have picked my round 3 pick. Kind of like how Skyler was saying that Dominik Dijakovic was done very dirty in WWE, which is absolutely true, and it's a crime what they did to him. It's also a crime what AEW did to this man. This legitimately pissed me off. My round 3 pick is Wardlow. Fuck you, Tony Khan.
Oh, that's a fantastic pick.
Yes.
I'm sad I didn't get Wardlow, but
I'm really sad at what he's become in AEW. How the fuck could you bungle someone who was that over?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
By having him do jack shit nothing, that's how.
That was pretty bad.
I'm so angry about that. I'm gonna Tony, honestly, you after I'm done sucking Sean's dick, you can suck my dick. We'll have this weird looking train. But anyway, this is starting to get weird. So anyway.
And then Tony Khan can just pay me. He doesn't need to suck anything of mine. He just pay me.
Yeah.
Well, Joshua, you get to do back-to-back because you get your 4th round pick.
I like it back-to-back. But anyway, so my round 4 pick, this is someone that I wanted at the very beginning, but Skyler already had him, and we've already talked about this. He's one of Skyler's drops. I'm picking up Shinsuke Nakamura.
God damn it! God damn it!
He was also on my list as well. I'm not happy that I'm not getting him either.
He's gonna be my 4th pick. Fuck you.
There's so much fucking and sucking going on in this podcast, but yeah, again,
vandalizing my roster.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, don't worry, Sky. I'm gonna leave your roster alone for my pick number 4.
But again, Joshua, I think Shinsuke works pretty well for your company.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do a lot with him.
And to be honest, he works better for yours than he does for mine.
Yeah.
Realistically. I wanted him just to see what I could do with him, but honestly, he fits your format way better.
Mm-hmm. And
my 4th pick...
Lay it on us, Sean.
Giovanni Vinci.
Giovanni Vinci. Wow.
I said I was going to take him. I just needed a few people in front of that to kind of throw you off the scent.
Yeah, when you picked up Kaiser, I kind of felt bad because I had Fabian, and I was like, but Imperium's so good, and Sean's show's really good.
Thank you.
And also, the Imperium works better on Sean's show than it does on yours, Joshua.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have Imperium on my show. I just had Fabian being himself, which he kind of needs a group. Good. He's good. It's just he's better in a group.
better as the as one of the stooges for Walter. So yes, so I'm adding him again, just kind of bolstering that tag division because it needs it. Sky, your pick number 4.
Well, I better make sure you guys don't take any of the people I actually really want and really need. So with that in mind, with pick number 4, I'm going to the Legends bracket, and I'm picking up this guy because I need him in order to finish the story that I started a couple years ago. And you already know what he's going to do. I'm drafting the Master of the Mask, the Master of the 619, Rey Mysterio.
God damn it! I was gonna draft him.
He was also on my list.
Fuck! I should have drafted him.
So that was a good grab. That was a very good
Fuck
grab.
me.
I was very worried because I'm like, they're not actually going to draft Rey, are they? But
He was going to be my round 6 draft pick.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. Like, you know what Rey's gonna do based on my stories.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But Sky, it is time for you to give me my pick number 5, because it is throw time, the first of 2, and it is you are giving to me, then I'm giving to Joshua, and then Joshua's giving to you, and then Joshua's picking his round 6.
Okay. So with this person that I'm giving you, Sean, I'm giving you this person because I've already had this gimmick before. And while I'm pretty sure I could do it again, it would diminish the first person whose gimmick had this already. I want to see how you handle this motherfucker, because I think it will really test your ability as a booker.
Okay.
I really think this is going to be a challenge, and I really think you're going to have fun with this person and some of the promos that you're going to be able to cut with this person. I'm giving you Logan Paul.
Yes! Yes! I totally didn't even think about Logan Paul. Let's go. Let's go. I am in.
Honestly,
I am so in on this.
Logan Paul is a perfect pick for Sean's show.
I am so in on this.
I'm so mad you took Rey.
Logan Paul myself, but the reason I didn't is because I already had Pat McAfee kind of do the same thing. So I don't want to diminish Pat, but I think Logan Paul in your company is going to be fun.
Oh man, that is great. Thank you, Skyler. Thank you. Genuinely, that was such a generous gift.
I know. I gave you Gunther, and now I'm giving you Logan Paul.
I know. Skyler, you are genuinely trying to make my show better, and I do appreciate that sincerely. And I actually am going to try to repeat that in kind when I go, when I hand you somebody, later on. I got to give SCCG somebody first.
I'm so excited about who I'm going to give both of you, but I'm still mad about Rey Mysterio.
So SCCG, what is it? What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. There's a reference for you kids out there that clearly neither my co-host Scott.
Yeah.
Go watch BoJack Horseman, everybody. The pick for SCCG. I started thinking about what the identity of this place is, and this is a guy who I think has never had the proper chance to demonstrate just how unique a look he is and just how damn decent of a wrestler he is. But for some reason or another, he just never seems to get in a place where people can see him on a more regular basis. And I think that he's a guy who can fit SCCG really well.
You better not do it, Sean.
I'm going to give you Vincent Marsilio, the Horror King.
I don't know who that is.
Look him up. Look him up. Look him up. Ring of Honor, Vincent Marsilio. I've watched a few of his matches, and he's pretty good.
I'm not going to lie, I don't watch all that much ROH.
He went around with Matt Taven, and he was a part of a group with him that went around. I implore you to take a look at some of his matches. But he's a guy, I want you to just study him a little bit, because I think you can do with him what nobody has been able to.
Okay, I have some research to do. I have some homework to do.
Because he's right up your alley, and I don't want to give you somebody like Effie, because I thought about that.
Don't know who that is either. Sounds like Epi, an EpiPen.
Effie was the guy who jacked off when Moxley submitted him.
Oh, thank you for not giving me that.
He's also the guy who shoved the dildo up, what was it?
Marco Stunt.
Yeah, so, and just to be fair, Skyler just gave me such a good pick. I'm like, I can't just shit on JoshAgeddon after that. So, but this guy's good. You're going to have to take my word up for it. Do a little research on this guy, but I think you can tap into that potential that nobody else seems to have been able to.
All right.
Now, your pick for NWL.
Skyler, I'm doing this purely because you took Rey Mysterio. I was legitimately going to have Ricky Starks' first feud in SCCG be with Rey Mysterio. But that's out the window.
That would have been nice.
But I already have a replacement, and I think this might actually not be as good in the ring, but we'll get to that. My number 5 pick is purely a revenge pick. Skyler, I don't think this is going to hurt you too badly because I already know what you're going to do. I'm giving you Shotzi Blackheart.
So you're giving me a jobber.
Jobbing in her future.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. With or without the cannon.
Yeah.
Or the tank.
I mean, I got her before, and I used her as a jobber, and that's what she's going to do. So thank you, Joshua.
I gave you a solid jobber.
Yep, here she is again. All right, well, now it's time to pick for you again, JoshAgeddon.
Okay,
Pick number 6.
so my replacement for Rey Mysterio, this is going to be very surprising, but I think it works. I think he would actually be decent on my show. Round 6, SCCG selects The Miz.
Ooh.
You know, I almost gave you The Miz. I almost gave you for some reason, I was like, because you normally dislike him.
I do, but I have a very specific thing I'm going to do with him. Plus, I do think I can be a bit of an asshole. Miz, his whole thing is he's an asshole, so I think I can make that work.
I think you're probably right. So that makes my choice for my next guy, and I'm going to have to start getting some jobbers back in the mix here. But before we start getting the jobbers in, I kind of want to add one last piece of the puzzle here that I don't have already. I don't know how much this guy's going to wrestle, but he can if he's called to. He's always been a good worker, never necessarily had the mic skills capable of being the next big thing. I believe that The Rock called him Bobby once, but his name is Billy. Billy Gunn.
Son of a bitch!
Again, I feel like that's
my next pick.
I feel like that's a good. I feel like that's a really good fit for your show, Sean.
Yeah, especially with his kids on the show.
Bro, we are just straight up stream sniping each other.
No, Sean, I will trade for Billy Gunn. I will actually trade for Billy Gunn.
What do you offer?
AJ Styles.
You're gonna give me AJ Styles for Billy Gunn?
Yes.
How desperate are you for ass, man?
Who wants that ass, man?
Duh.
No, I will legitimately trade you AJ Styles for Billy Gunn right now.
Give me a pick to think about it. And in the meantime, take your next 2 picks.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to explain that if we want somebody from another person's roster, we can trade as long as it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's got to be proper. Give me a minute to think about it, but you keep drafting people you think you want.
Okay, alternatively, AJ Styles or Seth Rollins.
I'm still thinking. Thinking.
With this next pick, same way as Dijak, I'm going gimmicky with this person. Either this is going to really work, or this is going to flop really hard. But I'm drafting this person because, god damn it, there's something there. It's about unlocking it, though. I'm taking Dexter Lumis.
Ooh.
Okay.
That is gimmicky, but I like it.
All right. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be as gimmicky as WWE's made him.
Yeah.
You know,
this is going to be full camp. No, the gimmick I have for him is going to be full camp. Again, it's either going to work really well or it's going to suck.
I'm interested.
So I gave you a pick, Sean. Are you going to give me Billy Gunn or not?
Pick again, bro. You got another pick.
You know why I want Billy Gunn, right?
No, I don't. I don't understand.
Because he's supposed to be scissoring with...
Oh! With the Acclaimed! Oh, God!
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. He's not their father.
I was going to draft their sons, too. Dudes. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins for Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys.
That's not even trade.
I'm so glad we decided to do this. Thank you for inviting me in SCCG.
No,
AJ Styles and the New Day for Billy Gunn and the Gun Boys.
Dude, now you're just being silly. Calm.
I want all three of the ass men.
Calm down, Roger Goodell. Make your next pick.
I don't know who that is.
Sean.
Make your next pick, Sky.
Sean. Bobby Lashley for Billy Gunn. No, okay, that last one was
That's a thought. Okay, that's a thought.
That one you would have said yes, absolutely.
Skyler, relax. We got plenty of time left. We got
Skyler,
15 picks.
You gotta put your dick back in your pants, bro.
I'm going to consult with my men over here, and then I will inform you of a decision as we continue. It is still your pick. Pick number 7.
I don't even know what to do now. Like,
why don't you have Billy Gunn bounce between shows?
To the ring. Like, god damn it! Now I gotta find some other old guy that they got a scissor.
Wow, chalk that up on sentences I did not think I was going to hear.
That is an out of context gold mine.
Now I gotta find another old guy to say. Oh man,
Sean, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. No problem.
Wasn't I the one that invited you by saying, "Listen, you're"?
I don't care. Whoever invited me, thank you.
Well, it's still your pick, Sky.
Jesus
Well, this
Christ.
is the hard part, is that now that we're getting late into the draft, like, this is pick 7. At this point, I've gotten the 5 real people I need. I would like Billy Gunn, but honestly, I got the 5 that I really wanted/needed. So now everything is just kind of like icing on the cake. I'm going to draft this person for the sole reason that they are a star, just not in America. I don't even know if this is going to work. I feel like this could be another Kota Ibushi situation, but I just want to see if, like, I have the urge to do anything, because if I do have the urge, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be driving Kazuchika Okada.
All right.
I'm interested to see what...
That'll be an interesting fit for your format.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like he's going to be the Shinsuke Nakamura replacement. I just need, like, that random wrestler.
Yeah.
Kinda. So for my next pick...
You're going to trade me for Billy Gunn, right?
I'm going to...
Put it back in your pants, Skyler.
I'm going to pick one more tag team. And now I'm going to pick another tag team because I've already got 2 more, but I really want to keep the tag division as important as I originally had wanted it to be. And I think I've done a pretty decent job of that with the way this is. But if I'm going to do a tournament, I need teams for that tournament. And this is going to be a surprising pick, I think. You guys are not going to expect this one. I'm going to take the Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering.
That's a solid pick. And that is a perfect fit for your format, Sean.
Do they even wrestle?
Well, they had a promotion in 2022 that came and went.
Yeah, they were booked. They were booked. They didn't wrestle, but they were booked, and the show got canceled.
Yeah, so I'm counting that.
Oh, man.
And so they've got the piece, which is Paul Ellering, because they weren't shit without him.
Yeah.
And so that's, and we're just going to keep filling up that tag division.
They weren't shit, but they made Rockstar Spud pee at Survivor Series.
That's star power.
Yeah.
All right, your call, JoshAgeddon.
All right, for my next draft pick, round 7, I'm also selecting a tag team because I want to beef up my tag division, And for a second there, I was worried you were going to take this team. Round 7, SCCG selects Mustache Mountain. Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
They do.
Yeah, they do. On W.
I haven't seen them wrestling forever.
Because they wrestled on NXT UK and no one watches that show.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is definitely
that is the main tag team that I wanted because I do need to beef up my tag team division. And honestly, I was considering having AOP for a just last ditch effort backup pick, but you're gonna have him. So I immediately go next, right?
correct.
Yep.
All right, round 8, short, sweet, simple to the point. I already dropped this woman, but again, I need to continue having my women's roster kind of where it is. I'm bringing back Lacey Lane.
Okay.
Even though I think she's like one half of the tag team champions in NXT. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't care, but yeah, Lacey Lane's coming back.
Well, I'm not particularly surprised.
She's like, I wouldn't say she's a jobber. She's like low mid card. She's like low mid carder.
She is part of a tag team with Casey Catanzaro, so I don't know if you want to draft her to or not.
Yeah, you said you were going to try and take a female tag team.
Oh, I am. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Ah, got it. So, that means it's my turn. And now I'm just going to go down my list here, and I think I need to take take a couple people who I am going to need for job purposes, I think more than anything else. Pardon me one second, I just had an idea.
I was about to say, did you just step on a Lego?
No, I just had a thought. And I don't know how good a thought it was, but it was a thought. And it makes me intrigued. Okay. So, Sky, regarding your offer, to be clear, you were offering me either Seth Rollins or AJ Styles for Billy Gunn.
yes.
That is a lopsided trade. My God.
That was the proposal. I will accept your trade for AJ Styles.
All
and
right.
you can have Billy Gunn.
Cool.
So I will put AJ Styles as my pick, and we will do a graphic coming to terms with that. So I will put in your Keeps department Billy Gunn, just so we know that he is now in your camp.
We have a trade to announce.
We have officially gotten the trade, and the reason
Atlantic
why.
Coast Pro Wrestling trade Billy Gunn to the National Wrestling League for AJ Styles.
Skyler, you killed me with that deep cut. That was a decapitation on my end.
I don't even think you even know what I'm referencing. What am I referencing?
What was it? The lady from Monsters Inc.
First off, yes, but also Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, whenever he announces trades at the draft for the NHL, he always has that stupid Boston accent that does make him sound like the lady from Monsters Inc.
Mike Wazowski to ACPW.
Now, if only Mike Wazowski had a man who could. The reason I made this trade is that you just gave me a very intriguing idea with a man who I cannot believe I am about to draft.
Oh, no.
Because I can't believe I can say that I can. My pick, because I have now acquired AJ Styles, I am selecting Slapnuts Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
ACPW is turning into a TNA reunion show.
You don't even know. JoshAgeddon, you don't even know.
Sean's going to be singing, My World, My World. You
better believe that's the music he's using.
Oh, absolutely. That's an awesome song.
You better believe that's the music Jeff Jarrett's using.
That is such a honestly, when I was worried about who you were going to pick in the group chat, you sent a gif of Jeff Jarrett just to mess with me. I legit thought that you were being serious because he's such a good fit for your show.
Well, the thing was, Jeff Jarrett is pretty high on the top of my list. I just didn't really have anything for him. I was just going to grab Jeff Jarrett just because I'm a big mark for Jeff Jarrett. And then here comes Skyler going, I'll trade you Styles for Billy fucking Gunn. All right, maybe there is something to this.
I mean, do you want to know the reason why I'm trading AJ Styles?
You don't have anything
Tell
for him.
us while you draft your number 8 and 9.
Because AJ Styles is stagnated. I love the guy. I really, really do. But this is kind of the reason why we need, like, regional companies so we can have talent be fresh. Because AJ Styles has stagnated my company for the last 3 years, and I don't want AJ to just kind of be, like, the second or third babyface that's not going to get the title, realistically. So,
Understandable.
So that's why I'm happy to send him over to you, Sean, because, like, he needs a fresh start. He needs a new place to go to, and I think he's going to do well in your company style. And, I mean, come on, it's AJ fucking Styles.
It is. It is. And, you know, now that I've got Jeff Jarrett and I've got kind of a thing in mind for what I want to do, and there's actually a reason for AJ Styles to show up, I'm all for this. So I'm in on AJ Styles. So enjoy Billy Gunn with his not children. And
I still want his children though. So I mean,
That's another out of context weird thing to say. I still want his children.
Well, you're not getting his kids. You've got Billy Gunn, but you're not getting his kids.
Keep your hands off my kids.
I don't think Kofi Kingston and Xavier was gonna quite get it done.
No, they're not.
Give me Kofi by himself.
I could offer the tag team of Rex Steiner and Dominic Guerrero because I know you would love to have Rex Steiner in your company.
The answer's still no.
But I don't think you would take the baggage of Dominic Guerrero.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Why don't you do a bag deal and bag in your 8 and 9 picks?
We've gotten to the point now where basically my roster's set from main event to mid-card down, so now I'm just going to draft jobbers because unless something inspires me in the next 5 or 6 picks. So with this first one, I'm drafting this dude purely because I've had him before. I'm going to have him again, and he's a good jobber. Heath Slater.
Slater Gator.
Solid.
Good pick.
I'm going to follow it up with the second jobber that I've been using for a while, because again, this guy's a good jobber, and he can have a moment or two, but he's a jobber. Drake Maverick.
Have him piss himself.
Well, not with the AOP on my show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not pissing himself here.
Why
He's
not?
just going to lose a bunch of matches.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of follow suit with you, Sky, and I'm going to start my drafting process of jobberinos, and I'm going to start with the women. And the female I'm going to draft is the one I always draft because she just does a good job of jobbing, and that is Ashley Vox. Welcome back. JoshAgeddon?
All right, up next, I switched things around a teeny bit because I was about to draft back a jobber myself, but you asked me who my female tag team is, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you. I already have Mandy Rose. I'm drafting the rest of Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. So I have all of Toxic Attraction on SCCG.
Glad it wasn't Dana Brooke.
Fuck Dana Brooke. I hate that she's still employed.
Well, I mean, they were tagging for a while.
And I did have them in a tag team on my roster, so.
Yeah. So that's
why does Dana still have a job? Fuck's sake.
Rose's tag team, I'm like, where's this headed? But, well, JoshAgeddon, it's time for you to give me that sweet sugar.
You are going to hate my fucking guts. Fair warning.
Great.
Fair
Is
warning.
it Ronda Rousey?
It's worse.
Can it be much worse than Ronda Rousey?
I'll give you a hint. He did wrestle in the past year.
Is it Ric Flair?
For this round, ACPW selects Johnny Knoxville.
Okay.
How you like them apples?
Now, here's the thing. That's going to make me money.
Yeah.
You're not going to do Logan Paul versus Johnny Knoxville.
Oh my god!
Motherfucker Joshua.
What have we just made?
I will be buried in the cold, hard ground before I let Logan Paul lead a match against Johnny Knoxville.
Now, Sean, I am doing this kind of to fuck with you, but I honestly, this is also kind of a test. I want to see if you can put Johnny Knoxville in something that could actually be decent.
Well, I do have Dean Ambrose around.
Oh, I said something decent.
I mean, that's just the first thing I said. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do with him, but I do have him around. So, you know, you never know. I'm going to put Johnny Knoxville in wrestling's finest.
He's bigger than Kyle. He's taller than Kyle O'Reilly, so.
So it's my turn to give to NWL. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with this one, Sky. And then you gave me such a great pick in Logan Paul that I don't want to give you somebody shitty. You know, I want to give you somebody that I think you can use to some extent better than anyone else can, and I think is a better version in a lot of ways of Keith Lee. He, like most people, is just a little too caught up in like some of the silly stuff, but like if he tightened that up, he'd be really good. And actually, and you know what? I've changed my mind. I was gonna give you one person. I'm gonna give you somebody else. I'm gonna give you somebody that had a very impressive run right now, and it's somebody that I am looking forward to seeing what you can do with, as far as what he is able to bring to the table at this point in his career, which is more than we expected him to be able to bring at this point in his career. Sky, I'm going to give you Bully Ray.
Wow.
That's an interesting pick. Do you need to change your underwear, Sky?
Just think about it.
Sean, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me because I have a gimmick and oh god,
I can't wait.
Oh, but you have Eddie Kingston. Damn it.
I do have Eddie Kingston.
Oh, Bully Ray and Eddie Kingston.
Well, I still have Seth Rollins available for a trade.
Bro, okay. Are we just playing tennis with these people?
Well, Sky, you got to give JoshAgeddon somebody now.
Yeah, give me Seth Rollins. Give me Rey Mysterio, you motherfucker.
Yeah. What happened to you need talent on your roster? I'm going to give you AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. What happened to that? You're trying to trade for the people I'm drafting.
Yeah, give me fucking Rey Mysterio, you cock.
The problem is I don't want anybody on your roster. Who am I going to get? Square Jaw McGraw?
I don't know who that is. It's not my fault you have bad taste, but who are you going to give me?
What, I was going to grab Tommy or Bray Wyatt? Fuck that.
They're awesome.
Here's the thing. I was going to give you Sasha Banks, but that was already done. I am debating whether I should fuck with you and give you Ronda Rousey or Liv Morgan. But I already know if I give you Liv Morgan, you're just going to job her. If I give you Liv Rogan...
Liv Rogan.
Ronda Morgan.
Ronda Morgan.
This is tough because, like, I don't want to just fuck with you. I want to give you something interesting. Okay. I'm going to give you this man because, just like a lot of people in WWE, he's been fucked up by gimmicks. I want you to do this man justice.
Okay.
I'm giving you Pete Dunne.
He was actually one of my backup picks, so I will accept that.
Because I don't want to just fuck you over and give you Ronda Rousey or give you Liv Morgan. I want you to actually have something, like, useful.
All right.
Yeah, and I didn't need to job him out any more than I already did, so I'm happy that this was how that went. Sky, your 11th pick.
This is tough because, like, Bully Ray, like... I'm not going to lie, Sean, this is an intriguing pick. It's just I don't know where I'm going to push him on my roster because I don't know how he's going to fit.
You'll think of something.
And I'm not drafting Tommy Dreamer. That's not happening. I'm not.
No. There is no obligation. Not even I would do that to you, Sky.
I think just to balance out the roster, just to make sure, because I need to make sure that this roster has jobbers on it that are going to properly job for my people. I'm going to pick this guy up. I've tried with this guy. There's nothing there. So now he's in jobber status. It is what it is. I was hoping, but he's just a smile and nothing else. He's got a great body, but he's just a smile and nothing else. Apollo Crews.
All right.
Apollo Crews remains in NWL's territory. Well, I'm going to follow suit, Sky, and I'm going to start kind of lining my jobber pockets. And the person... Now, I'm not happy that I'm going to be jobbing this guy, but, like, at this stage, like, what are you doing with him? You know, it's like, well, what else can you do with him? I mean, he could have some high-profile quality matches. You know, not every match has to be a 2-minute squash, but it's not like he hasn't been the stepping stone for wrestlers, good or ill, for the past, like, 10 years. So I'm gonna graft. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna melt him down and attach him to my chest. Dolph Ziggler.
Fuck! I was gonna take him. I was gonna take him back because I had a plan for him.
Well,
trade.
Yeah, if you want to trade, you want me. If there's somebody you want to pitch that I can take from you, you're willing to give up. I'll do it.
Man,
maybe.
Everyone I have, I like, and I have plans for, and, man, I should have gotten Ziggler earlier on.
I don't feel like Ziggler's that important to your show, though.
I had something planned. He was gonna job, but he was gonna be the focal point of someone else's feud.
Yeah,
that's kind of a bad thing, isn't it?
That's Ziggler. I mean, what is it any worse with me doing it on my show than you doing it on yours?
Yeah, because it was gonna be never mind.
Well, it's your pick, and we've got 5 more. So if you feel like pitching a trade, you're welcome to pitch a trade.
All right. Well,
everybody wants a piece of ACPW, folks.
Well. In response, I still have some backups, and I actually was fully expecting Skyler to give me Liv Morgan. So, round 11, I'm going with who I had in case he gave me Liv Morgan, and you'll understand why later on. I'm picking, Swerve Strickland.
Okay.
He's going to be in my Cruiserweight division, because I also need to beef that up a little bit.
Good wrestler, can talk somewhat.
Get him the fuck out of AEW.
Get him the fuck away from Rick Ross.
It also would fit a lot with your Cruiserweight division. I think he's a really solid add to what I think is the best, like, pound-for-pound wrestlers on your roster are in the Cruiserweight division in a lot of respects. So I think he's a good add.
I feel like if I really wanted to fuck with you, I should have given you Keith Lee.
Well,
just carry around that big motherfucker.
It's your time. It's still pick 12.
Pick 12. Pick 12. I've mentioned this before. I've kind of softened on this guy a little bit. Round 12, I'm rehiring Braun Strowman.
Wow.
Because
I'm interested to see what you do with him.
Because, I mean, when he came back to WWE, I mean, his new physique, he just looks like he's in better shape. And I like what he's been doing as of late. He has improved, at least in my opinion, to the point where I'm like, you know what, I can use him.
I see what you're saying in that. I see what you're saying. Definitely. And so that means it's my turn, and I still need the jobbers. So I think for this next one, I'm going to grab the guys who I've been using as jobbers for quite some time, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. They at least are trained, so that's a plus. I'm gonna go with Shitty and Poopy. That's Ford and Dawkins for those of you who don't know.
That's a solid jobber tag team.
They come in, They job, they leave. They get paid. Thank you for your service. Sky, your turn.
Okay. These next two picks are going to fuck with both Joshua and Sean in different ways.
Okay.
The first one is Joshua. Joshua, I know you hate this woman, but she's a jobber for me, so Dana Brooke, come on back.
Fuck you.
At least he's consistent. He's consistently jobbed Dana Brooke out for 3 years. So,
She makes jobbers look bad.
But that is nothing to compare to what I'm going to do to Sean next. Because I'm doing this purely to fuck with you.
Are you bringing in Kenny Omega?
Is it Danny Garcia?
No. I'm drafting the Man Scout Jake Manning.
You know, Sky, I suspected you'd do this. And you think you can pluck out of Northeast Wrestling's roster and expect me not to have a backup?
No.
Oh, no, sir. I'm glad Man Scout's getting an opportunity to job elsewhere. Get that man paid. I'm not petty enough to be all upset that Man Scout's getting opportunities elsewhere. Good on him. Love the guy. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And I hope you paid him more than I was paying him.
But I'm still going to fuck with you by taking Man Scout. Sean will not admit it, but he is hurting a little bit on the inside.
No, I genuinely expected you to do it. I knew you're, like, deep down, I'm like, somebody's going to try and take Man Scout from me just because I make the point to hire him. And funnily enough, he was coming up, but I had a backup plan. And that
do you want to trade for him?
You know. And the backup... Okay, I'm going to trade for a jobber. No, go get paid. Go get paid, Man Scout. Love you, bud. I'm going to take, for my jobber out of Northeast Wrestling who deserves an opportunity, Mr. Northeast Wrestling, Brian Anthony. Look him up.
Don't know who that is.
It says something when we're going to jobbers from Sean's area.
Everybody wants a piece of ACPW because I book everybody so well. Even my jobbers, they want my jobbers. Folks, this is how this has gone. I'm the only guy in a blazer right now. I'm guessing. So
I mean, I don't have a shirt on, so...
Ooh, let me see.
This guy's shirtless. This one wants to see him shirtless, and I'm a professional. So this is where we're at, folks.
Pepperoni!
Number 13, sir.
Oh, that's me?
That's you.
Okay, well, back to jobbers. I got rid of Rybaxel because fuck Ryback, but Curtis Axel, he'd be a decent jobber. That's my 13th pick.
All right. And who is your 14th pick?
My 14th pick is also a jobber. I'm kind of surprised you didn't give her to me. I'm taking Liv Morgan.
The fact that you willingly take Liv Morgan is a shame.
I mean, she's jobbing. I mean, what
she's literally just there to lose.
Yeah. And while we're finding more people to lose, I'm going to grab another female jobber because I don't really have many right now. And it's somebody that, well, yes. You know what? I'm going to wait on her. I'm going to wait on her till ad drops because I don't think either of you are going to take her up to that point. But I'm going to get a female jobber into the mix. I didn't really get to do with her what I wanted to do with her last year. So I'm going to see if maybe I could take a crack at it. If not, have fun jobbing. I'm taking Marty Bell. Welcome
no
back.
Reaction.
No reaction at all.
And to which she deserves none because she be jobbing. Sky?
I just want to double check. So what round are we at?
We are at 14, so you are doing the 14th pick and then your final pick.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of screwed myself with Man Scout because I actually wanted other people, but oh well.
That's the price you get for being petty.
It is what it is. I'm going to draft Tyler Breeze and Breeze Dango.
Okay.
This will be my jobber tag team. Now, my last pick I am taking a chance on this one. Because this is my Mr. Irrelevant, and I want to go out on a bang. If this man comes back, then this is going to be a really awesome pick. If he doesn't come back, then it's a waste of a pick. But I need Randall Keefe, Randy Orton.
I'm surprised you didn't want him before, to be honest.
Because you always had him. You drafted him in one of the early rounds, and you had him, and I couldn't get him.
Season 1 I didn't. I picked him up for Season 2. Actually, it was the end of Season 1. Randy Orton was the reason Jeff Cobb won the belt originally. So,
and also because back then we only had 30 people for rosters, and I had other things I wanted to do at the time.
Well, I think Randy's going to fit your program just fine. I think he's going to be a fine fit. Now, for my last pick, I'm not so sure where I want to go with this one, because I could definitely pick a jobber, and there'd be a good case for me to pick a jobber and you know, kind of ride that off into the sunset and call it as it is. But there's somebody that has intrigued me recently, and he's intrigued me enough where I want to see whether I can get anything out of him at this point. And I genuinely don't know whether the answer will be yes, whether the answer will be no, whether the answer will be why did you even try with this guy. And I understand all of that, but he's another guy that has always felt to me like he never quite got what he deserved, even when he was gotten the respect that I thought he was going to have, and then never got it. I'm going to take the guy that was taken from me at the very beginning of the fantasy draft, all those years ago. Welcome to ACPW, Nick Aldis.
That's a good pick. And he basically was what was keeping NWA afloat. And then that went so well.
I had to take him. I waited a while because he cooled way off, and now he's really cold. But since this whole separation with the NWA, I think the time's right. Your last pick, JoshAgeddon, and then we got to wrap this bad boy up.
All right, so for my final pick, I'm actually going to one of my backups. So this is a guy who honestly has done practically nothing in AEW. He's extremely talented, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't really have big plans for him, so we'll see if I come up with anything. Round 15, I select Pac.
Well, neither Skyler nor myself were going to do anything with him. I think that's a fair statement. Would you not agree, Sky?
Who? Are we talking about X-Pac?
No.
Yeah. Well, he technically would have counted because he did come in the last year.
He wrestled for Game Changer Wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. Sean Waltman, boy, that would have been a pick.
Oh yeah.
But
he could have been. He could have also been with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
That's right. Yo, yeah, that I would have traded you X-Pac for AJ Styles in a heartbeat. That would have been an easy one. But ladies and gentlemen, we've had quite a wild ride here for the draft. You've got the rosters. We had a trade. Not the A-Train, because Matt Bloom can stick to working NXT, but we had a trade and 15 very exciting draft picks from releases to signees. A hell of a start to the Season 4 of our fantasy booking. JoshAgeddon, thank you very much for being a part of this draft this year. Looking forward to what SCCG's got going forward.
Absolutely, and I got most of what I wanted, so I'm relatively happy. I've got some things to figure out, though.
And Skyler, it was a rocky road for you here in the draft, but you got people that you needed and some people that you had no choice to get. But all in all, I'm excited to see what you've got going in to Season 4 as well.
So hear me out. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for the Ass Boys.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Sky.
No, I kid.
Sky.
But I'm excited to do what?
Sean, I'll trade you Pac for Dolph Ziggler.
No.
Fuck!
No.
I'll trade you
Why?
a ham sandwich for a roast beef.
That's well. Let's discuss that afterwards, shall we? Because I'm getting famished and parched here. Because all we've been doing is drafting, and I would prefer to have some nice draft beer by my side. And Austin got fired, so I guess I can't do an impression of him. But folks, next week we are reviewing the Rumble. We're there, folks.
Please be good!
28th is the show, and we're going to be recording the day after or the day after that. But we're going to do it.
Hell yeah.
We're going to tell you all about it. Good,
Question,
bad,
Joshua.
and probably ugly.
Are we doing a live stream of the Rumble?
Probably not.
Aw.
So it's going to be a review.
But yeah, it will be it will be another simulcast though.
That's right. And how many fingerprints that are going to be 80 years old on that show? You will find out firsthand from us. But only if you like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button, switch it to all. So the second that bony old finger gets that light up, you'll know. And you'll be able to click on it and see everything that we had to say about the Rumble. It's Triple H's first go if he still has control. How will he do? What will we say? You'll find out. But until then, it is time to go to our first commercial break. Firm handshakes all around, gentlemen. Good draft.
Hell yeah. Again,
Only our hands and not anything else.
Aw, man!
And with that, folks,
I'll give you a Monster Energy for your dick!
No, we're done. We're done. Go to commercial.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited for the next season of our shows. Good draft, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. But can I seriously trade you a ham sandwich for Dolph Ziggler?